Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to today's video. So we got a pretty good video today. I recently purchased a new car, which I'm excited to show you guys. Now this vehicle purchase was yet another spontaneous purchase. I think you guys can kind of tell that almost every single car I buy is kind of like a spontaneous thing. I don't really plan it. You know, like there's rarely ever been a car where I say, okay, I'm gonna want this car and I'm gonna save up this amount of money for it. I mean, when I bought the new Edge Mustang, that was kind of like a car that I was eyeing for like about a year and a half. But aside from that, the S197, the Mercedes-Benz, and this new car that I recently bought last week, they're all like spontaneous purchases and stuff. So you don't really plan to buy these things, but you know, sometimes they pop up on Marketplace. And so now we're back to having 3 cars again. Don't know if I'm gonna get rid of one. I might possibly have to get rid of one car. And so by the end of the video, I'll let you guys know what car I'm contemplating getting rid of. So here in my driveway, we have my new to me 2005 Infiniti G35 Coupe. Obviously this car has a VQ35 engine, and I believe this car even came with the infamous CD09 6-speed manual transmission. I have not verified that yet. All I know is that it's a 2005 G35 Coupe, which I mean, based off of the research I've done, if it's above 2005, it should have the CD09, but you never know. So I gotta jack the car up and get up under there and actually check the casing on the transmission to see if I can find any markings that will 100% verify that this is a CD09, because if it is, that's really, really good, because that's a super great transmission that I've heard great things about. And I'll pop the hood for you guys in a minute, but first let's look at the exterior of this car. It is a little bit rough around the edges. We have some paint fading right here on the hood, and then we have a little bit of damage on the front bumper right here, but that can be covered by a front lip. The car came on this set of 17s right here, and all 4 wheels have like pretty fresh tires on them. As I may have mentioned before, the car is a clean title. It's never been in a crash, never been in a fender bender. The body is pretty much straight for the most part. There's like little dings and dents in the car. I mean, it's a car from 2005, so you can't expect it to be perfect. The car has some paint that is fading all along the roof of the vehicle, but it's really not all too bad, because this roof can be wrapped like in black or like fake carbon black or in piano black pretty easily, which will hide all of this, you know, damaged paint. And then these like plastic panel pieces along the door right here, which are also starting to fade, can just be replaced. I believe you just pop them off and then pop some new ones back on, and you can't even tell that the paint was ever fading on this car. As you guys probably noticed already, the car has a sunroof that is fully functional. And now we have this pretty sweet 6-speed transmission right here, which all the gears work perfectly. The transmission doesn't grind, doesn't make any weird noises. Transmission is in like pretty much perfect condition. And so here we've got the infamous VQ35DE, I believe. I really haven't even gotten up under the car, so I don't know if it's going to be leaking down there. I mean, I would expect for there to be like a little minor leak down there, maybe a rear main seal, maybe an oil pan or something like that. But again, paid $2,500 for the car. I wouldn't be upset if the car is leaking from somewhere down there. But just from up top, from what I've been able to see, looks like it might have like a minor valve cover gasket leak, which is okay. The past owner did tell me that he keeps the car topped up on oil because these engines do consume a bit of oil, which is expected with a VQ, so no surprise there. And everything else looks to be in pretty good condition. It looks to be pretty complete. Yeah, I don't think the car actually has any modification at all. If I forgot to mention it, the car has a stock muffler, stock ride height, stock suspension, stock engine bay. I don't think this car has anything done to it, which for a G35 in 2026, like this, that's a pretty rare find, to find a G35 that's untouched, that hasn't been like totally riced out. And so if you ask me, just based off the fact that I only paid $2,500 for the car, and it hasn't been abused, and it's a clean title, and it only has 135,000 miles on the engine and transmission, you know, based off of all those things, I'd say that I got a pretty good deal here. But now we got to go drive it so I can show you guys what this thing is like on the road. Before we continue with today's video, huge shout out to today's sponsor, Mangoal Dashcams. If you've been thinking about getting a dash cam but hate those bulky setups with wires hanging everywhere, Mangoal does something really different. Their dash cams are designed to look OEM, meaning they blend right into your car like a factory installed system. Super clean look, easy installation, and they make custom fit models for a ton of different vehicles. You're also getting solid features like 4K recording, loop recording, Wi-Fi connectivity, parking monitoring, and app support, so you can easily access footage from your phone. Whether you want extra security on the road, protection in case of accidents, or just peace of mind while driving, it's honestly a really nice setup. So if you want to upgrade your car with a cleaner and smarter dashcam system, definitely go check out Mangoal Dashcams and show them some love for supporting the channel. Just off the top of my head, the car's probably going to need a little bit of money put into the brakes, maybe a little bit of work put into the suspension, obviously the outside cosmetic flaws that the car has. But I think if I put like maybe $2,000 to $3,000 in this car, I think I could actually make it like a pretty solid daily. But that's kind of like what I'm trying to figure out right now. I don't know what to do with this car. I picked it up for a good deal, but I don't really know what to do with it now. Man, it just feels so fun to finally be back in a stick shift car. I honestly kind of forgot how fun it was to drive a stick shift. I got so accustomed to my automatic transmission Mercedes. Second to third. Woo, that shit clean as fuck. Smooth as butter. Watch this. Third to fourth. Oh, no grinds at all. Dude, that shit is fucking beautiful. Fourth to fifth. And then fifth to sixth. Finding sixth is a little bit harder in this car. I get a little scared because I kind of feel like I'm going to throw it into reverse. But yeah, that's sixth gear right there. So yeah, overall, it seems like it's a pretty solid car. And really 135,000 miles isn't really that much for an 05 Infiniti G35. I mean, I really like how the car feels. I like how the car looks. I like how the car drives. Kind of hurts to say this, but I honestly kind of like driving this car more than I did my New Edge Mustang. I mean, it's a very similar feeling because they were both V6, stick shift cars. The car's actually pretty quiet right now. Like I said, stock muffler, so this is what the car sounds like idling. I don't know if I want to do like a fat single exit exhaust on this thing. I feel like that might be a little bit too loud. I don't know, we'll see. I got to decide if I'm going to resell this or keep it. But as you guys can tell, I'm kind of leaning on the side of keeping it. And now we got to go find a new location to film because I see somebody coming in the distance and I don't want to get trespassed. All right, change of plans. I just decided to come straight back home because I want to get this thing jacked up and up in the air. I'm really curious to see if this thing has the infamous CD09, because if it does, I think that's a pretty big win right there. So it was kind of hard for me to get my head up in there to read the casing on the side of the transmission. So I just used my camera to sort of get up in there and record it. As you guys can see, it says CDO number 2, and based off my research, if the transmission says CDO2, then it's most likely a CDO9, and I believe the other one says like CDO number 1, which would be a different transmission. And then here I was using my camera again to just go ahead and get a good look at everything under the car. And the car actually looks surprisingly good. I mean, there's like a little bit of damp areas around the upper oil pan, which is expected. But I mean, the oil pan gasket and especially the filter area, which tends to leak quite often on these VQs, was all dry. There was no like major leakage. It looks pretty good. And so this is where I need your guys' help. Again, I now have 3 cars. The New Edge Mustang, which is pretty much just a rolling shell right now without an engine. I have my C350, which I don't plan of getting rid of anytime soon. And I now have this pretty solid G35 with a CD09 already in the car. And so I've been thinking about it a little bit, and I think I might possibly get rid of the New Edge Mustang and go ahead and continue with building a drift car, but basically just switch those plans over to the new G35, which would kind of be sad a little bit because I really wanted to finish this New Edge Mustang. But the more I think about it, I feel like it kind of just makes more sense to make the G35 my dedicated drift car and just run like the VQ until it dies pretty much. And then once the VQ dies, I'll have my 5.3, which is on an engine stand right now. I'll have the 5.3 ready to go straight into the G35. It makes more sense that way. I think the G35 chassis that I have now has been through a lot less abuse than my Mustang has. My Mustang, I got it with my voice cracked a little bit right there, but I got my Mustang with about 222,000 miles. So like the body has been through a lot. The body and the chassis of the car has a lot of miles on it, whereas this G35 only has 135,000 miles, which is still quite a bit of miles, but one could say that it's a lot less miles than over 200,000. So this Infiniti has a much fresher, less abused body, you could say. Not only that, but I feel like there's so much more aftermarket support when it comes to like drifting stuff for the 350Zs and the G35 platform compared to like the New Edge Mustang. New Edge Mustang drift cars have been done. People have turned, V6 New Edges and, New Edge GTs into dedicated drift cars and done like the whole LS swap and, crazy stuff like that. I've seen other guys do it. But if I try to ask myself which pathway, which car is more convenient for me to build, I think I'd have to say the Infiniti G35 is going to be the wiser choice, because again, there's just so much more aftermarket support. I got the car for a steal, and the biggest thing is that the car already has a CD09 in it. It already has a transmission that will be able to withstand the LS swap, right? But you guys can go ahead and let me know what you think I should do. I always read the comments, so you can leave one down below. And on that note, that's going to be just about it for today's video. Again, I want to thank Mangoal for sponsoring this video and for sponsoring the channel. And of course, thank you to everybody who is watching and supporting the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. We're almost close to hitting 1,000 subs, so I think we can definitely hit that within the next like month or two. We'll see how the videos do. But, you know, just based off of the analytics, I think we'll probably hit it sometime this June, if not next month. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.